The gauntlet of hate tour has turned from the Ravens to the Steelers to any of these kids like me, a team I maybe hated more than anybody, Broncos, going to the House of Horrors. Except for one Julius Peppers play on a Saturday night game. Denver's not been kind to the brown and orange. Tony Camino there. I'm Andy Billman here. That said, this is one of the few times, Tony, I can ever remember where the Browns are honestly a heavy favorite in this game in certain areas, except for a quarterback. But that's not a light thing in this league. So because of that, the game's a lot tighter. What are your initial thoughts of this game?
It's a good opportunity to really see what DTR can do. Last week, hard to really gauge because the game plan was just get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible because of DeJuan, because of the Steelers, because of a bunch of things. That was the game plan. I think now we're going to get an actual chance to see him sit back in the pocket and throw the ball downfield. And that's exciting because that shows really how far this offense can go.
I will also throw in there's not a huge difference between DTR and Russell Wilson at this point. Russell Wilson's got a lot more experience. Russell Wilson can probably do things because of experience that he can outduel because he's just done it so many times in his career. Honestly, Russell Wilson doesn't do a lot. He's kind of like the DTR. Short, simple passes, manages the game, will do checkdowns, and will run when he has to. Broncos aren't explosive. Broncos really don't do anything. It says, geez, watch out for that. They're just not that, I mean, not that the Browns are either right now. But it isn't like we're seeing someone that's like, oh, wow, Russell Wilson from Seattle, and watch out. They have these not really the Broncos.
Yeah, he's been playing better these last couple of weeks.
Sure.
But even if you've tuned into those last Broncos games, it hasn't looked pretty. They've done it. They've pulled it out. They pulled off an ugly win against the Bills, ugly win against the Vikings, and a pretty ugly win against the Chiefs too. So it's not like they're winning games, but they're not winning games and really looking great. But Russell Wilson is playing better. He's a veteran. He's at least smart and experienced back there, but it's not the advantage it would have been for them, say, 3-4 years ago.
Again, that's my point. He's better because he's got more experience. Right now, is he doing more DTR? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Both these quarterbacks can lose the game. Russell Wilson's lost a couple games to the Broncos this year. DTR lost a game for us against the Ravens. So both is capable here. So with that in mind, here's where the Browns should hit it into gear. They have a great running game. And the Broncos really don't do much outside of what I just mentioned. They're very well coached with Sean Payton. They have an experienced quarterback. But, Tony, they don't really make explosive plays on offense. And, frankly, they don't really on defense. They want you to make mistakes and capitalize on those mistakes. It's kind of what they do.
Yeah, their talent on defense is all on the back end. Kareem Jackson's suspended, so that's big.
Yep.
But Justin Simmons is one of the best safeties in football, and Pat Surtain is probably the best cornerback in all of football. But their run defense is atrocious. It's been the worst in all of football all year in a lot of different metrics. The issue is going to be that they're probably, like we saw in the second half against the Steelers, you're going to be running against stacked boxes, and you're going to be outnumbered more times than not. However, if we can at least just win at the first level of our blocks, we'll be able to manage a consistent 4 or 5 yard run game. We might not see those broken off big runs, but the O-line should be able to take care of it enough where we can at least consistently get a good chunk.
I think in this game, if they bring more up, that's actually exciting for the Browns. Just flick the ball up a little bit, allow them. I think, again, they don't really have a defensive lineman. It's like you got to circle him as he can make plays. They don't really have that Myles Garrett, even Zadarius Smith level guy right now, at least in my opinion. So what I see in this game is kind of what you're saying. Surtain's very good. I like Surtain a lot. So you don't want them to DTR. Don't let them make mistakes there. But more importantly, when they do bring man in the box, play action pass, beat them that way, and allow that to dictate the game. Slow death. Because I think if they do that, Tony, I think they could actually win big in this game, meaning just keep driving, then eventually just wear them down. That's what I see in this game. I really do. I don't see anything fancy in this game again. Just nothing sexy, wear them down, long drives, and might end in field goals initially that turn into touchdowns later. That's what I see here.
It's very reasonable to think that way, and getting DeJuan back is huge. Yep. The combination of getting DeJuan back versus not playing T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith as the DNs, it's going to be a night and day passing game. It's not going to be, if you go back DTR, it was one read, throw the ball. Like it was get the ball out of your hands as soon as possible, and that was the right move. But now we're going to actually be able to really develop some plays, have him process some stuff, and the offense is going to have a lot more chance to get those explosive plays. And like the Browns have been saying now, what is the motto of every week is we just have to find a way to win that week. We had a game plan last week against the Steelers, which was neutralize Watt and Highsmith. That's not going to be the game plan this week because there's not even a Highsmith on this team. Should be good for the pass game, and we should be able to run pretty well.
They should have a huge advantage, too, with the punt game. Special teams should be a huge advantage here for the Browns. There's a lot of advantages here. How can they lose? A rookie quarterback on the road making errors that puts the Browns on notice, and the Browns defense getting too aggressive, and Sean Payton and Russell Wilson outthink them in those plays. Those things can happen. They can lose that game that way, and that could happen. That's how they can lose. If they stick to their motto and stay patient, like they really have been the last 3 weeks, Tony, this could be a blowout. I'm not even joking. I could see the Browns blowing them out. Will that happen? Probably not. But they have so many good advantages in the scheme. And because of the competition of playing the Ravens and the Steelers this week, it's going to be nice to play a team that is playing well, for sure. And again, really well coached. Sean Payton coach. But it should not be as drastic. And as you said, when you're playing someone like the Steelers and DTR, you just want to make the good play because you don't want to make a mistake. Don't know if you're going to be feeling that kind of pressure against the Broncos.
Yeah, it's finally nice we get one of these matchups where we're not facing a team with so much talent. I know Denver is playing good football. They are professionals. They're all getting paid over there too. But we're not facing a team with all-world players at a certain position. I mean, the Ravens have them seemingly everywhere. Steelers have them in their pass rush. They have them really in their secondary too. I know Minka was out, but Joey Porter's been good. So it's nice to see some places where we're just not dealing with an overload of talent. Still can lose the game. Plenty of ways to lose the game. It's not going to be some walk in the park, as we all know. But like you're saying, we've got the advantage in most categories. And if we limit the turnovers, limit the explosive plays on defense, and stop the run, they should come away with a pretty easy win.
Check out all of our key matchups on BelieveInTheLand.com. Check out all of our content. We'll be here on Sunday, hopefully not in a comatose after Thanksgiving, talking about the Browns and Broncos again is what I've been calling the Gauntlet of Hate, ending in Denver this week. We'll have more on Denver and the Browns on Sunday.